I really did not think we would get this far. I kind of regret it, actually. Maybe I should have made the last 2 parts longer. Prolong this stay. Anyway. Hello again, people. If you haven't checked out parts 1 and 2 of the Spider-Man rant / review / discussions, or whatever these things are called, it's not really any of them. I recommend you check them out, because now we are moving on to the 3rd and final film in the Raimi trilogy, Spider-Man 3. Now, you guys already know how I felt about Spider-Man 2 completely destroying the characters and all that junk. In Spider-Man 3, mainly, one of the things that I thought that, you know, as much as they screwed up on the last film, maybe, just maybe, they would do Harry Osborn justice. Because as you guys know, at the end of the film, they were teasing that he was going to become the new Green Goblin. You know, if you've read the comics, you know who the new Green Goblin is. It's essentially Harry Osborn in the Green Goblin suit. They were essentially teasing that because he had found his father's laboratory, and it's like, oh my god, epic foreshadowing. It was like the end of X-Men 2, where you see Jean Grey narrating the end, and then you see something rising out of the lake, you know what I'm saying? They were going to do the Phoenix storyline. Oh my god, and was I the only one who got hyped? But like X-Men 2, they completely squandered a great opportunity to tell a great story. Harry Osborn does not become the Green Goblin, he becomes the new Goblin. And you want to know what the new Goblin is? It's essentially Harry Osborn in a ski outfit, on a hoverboard, throwing pumpkin bombs and trying to get revenge against Peter, who he believes killed his father. Squandered potential, completely squandered potential. Are you telling me that they couldn't have had it so you know who Harry Osborn is? Because you know, with this technology, he was going to go against Peter. But why did he have to reveal himself to Peter? You told me he couldn't come out with this elaborate outfit, he couldn't have had a visor that disguises himself, and have a voice changer so Peter wouldn't know who he was. You told me they couldn't do that? They could have done so much with the character. So freaking much with the character. But no, they just throw him in there. You're gonna get it, Peter, for killing my father, and let's have them swing around the entire city. Let's overuse CGI. And then he hits his head on a pipe. He has amnesia for the majority of the movie. And then he comes back with Peter, and they save the day. Oh, great. Great, great, great. So already, new Goblin. Complete and utter trash. Now we move on to Sandman. And as you could tell, I'm getting the villains out of the way. Sandman. Like Doc Ock, they try to make him more relatable. They try to make him more appealing, more marketable. I don't know what they were doing, but it failed. Sandman. Oh, like Doc Ock, Sandman is a complete asshole. He was never motivated to do this for his daughter. I mean, if you're going to change a character so much that it is not even, he doesn't even resemble the character, why don't you come up with your own character? I mean, seriously, I love how people say, but I want to see a different version of Sandman. If it's not going to have the core traits of Sandman, he's not Sandman at all. That's why I say that this is not an alternate universe. Because if it was an alternate universe, while what happens to him in circumstances might be different, the character personality and the traits are the same. Yeah. Anyway, Sandman, complete joke. And you want to know why? Because he killed Uncle Ben. Oh god, you want to know something, guys? You want to know something? Apparently this is supposed to be like such a great inclusion, because it adds in some depth between Peter Parker and Sandman because he killed his uncle. Oh man, no. That is Sam Raimi pulling a freaking Deus Ex Machina. It's like the end of Bulletstorm where Trishka comes out of nowhere and it's like, whoa, where the hell did you come from? That's like Kakashi getting the Mangekyo Sharingan. Chakra, man, chakra. No, Deus Ex Machina up the ass. And there's a big continuity issue with it. Because if you're telling me this, that Sandman was the accomplice of the guy who robbed the wrestling manager, he was about to rob Uncle Ben. Uncle Ben was telling him, you don't have to do this. And then the other guy comes out and he shoves him, and then the gun magically goes off and kills Ben Parker. And then the accomplice drives off with the car. Sandman runs away. Are you telling me that there weren't people around? Are you telling me that nobody saw that? Really? Nobody saw that. Nobody freaking saw it. Funny. Very, very funny. So, New Goblin, horrible. Sandman, disrespectful. Venom. This is a common misconception that people have been using to defend Spider-Man 3. When it came to Spider-Man 3, it was all Sony's fault because Sony wanted Raimi to do Venom. Well, you're partially true, but then again you're wrong at the same time, because all Sony wanted to do with Venom was tease him for a future installment. That's all they wanted Raimi to do. It's like, Raimi, please, if you could possibly tease this character. They got into a complication and ended up pretty bad. So he did Raimi, and he tried to make it out to be this big villain, but it wasn't. It was complete ass. You had Eddie Brock Jr. in there, played by Topher Grace, which is probably one of the worst casting decisions ever. Don't get me wrong, I love Topher Grace in like one show, which is that 70s show, but he is not Eddie Brock at all. He isn't. He was essentially playing Eric Foreman with a damn camera and a weird haircut. That's it. So he's there, not there at all actually, he's barely on screen. And he becomes Venom, and then he wants to take revenge against Spider-Man. And this is not Venom, the big buff Venom we know. This is like a sickly Venom that's like Spider-Man size. And he's there for all of like, what, 5 minutes? 5 minutes Venom is on screen. Are you telling me Raimi couldn't put in a teaser like the symbiote crashing onto Earth? And then that's becomes Spider-Man 4 where he fights Venom? You tell me Raimi couldn't do that? After credit shot, seriously. The main problem with this film is there are too many villains, and when you have too many villains, in most cases it's handled poorly. Because you're trying to devote so much time to one villain, and then you're trying to do other characters at the same time, so you're going to half-ass these guys to make it, within the allotted time. It becomes a clusterfuck. So villains, horrible. Now getting that out of the way, wow, we're not even into the actual story. We have Peter Parker and Mary Jane, who are in love, and they want to get married. Well, Peter wants to pop the question and all that crap. We're supposed to believe that these characters are in love when really their entire relationship has been pretty bad. As far as like what I'm trying to say is that they did nothing to make this relationship seem believable at all. It was copy, paste, generic BS. And after that stunt in the second movie, oh, these assholes are made for each other. He wants to pop the question and blah blah blah. They're going through all these problems. Oh my god, first world problems, Mary Jane and oh Peter and all this goddamn crap. And what makes it even worse is that he introduces Gwen Stacy. You introduce Gwen Stacy for nothing other than to start love drama romance. Love drama freaking triangles. Bullshit. Love triangle issues, drama, whatever. Ugh, I've said it like 4 times. That's all Gwen Stacy was in this series. To spark the fuel of war. That's it. They did nothing with her character. Nothing at all. Completely disrespectful to the character. So she's in there. And then after that we move on to, what else did they do? Let's see. Harry was in a coma. Mary Jane was being a bitch as usual. Peter Parker became mopey when he put on the symbiote, which is what I find funny. When Peter put on the symbiote, yeah, his personality changed, obviously. The suit, enhances your emotions. Particularly Peter was down at the time, so he became angry. But the suit did not make him over-the-top emo. That performance that Tobey Maguire gave off was laughable. Hell, even his freaking hair was down like an emo, and he was acting textbook definition of an emo. I don't need to explain this because this should be pretty obvious. If you were trying to deny this, oh boy, that'll be fun. I mean, this movie was so goddamn cheesy. It's like the first 2 films, even at their worst, were better than this at its best. That is saying something, because those 2 films weren't even that good. Well, not as good as people make them out to be. I need to take a sip of water. This is pathetic. Man. I mean, they try to do so many things. They try to put in all these villains. They try to do the symbiote story. They try to adapt all of this iconic stuff and they miss the mark on so many levels. Too much information to comprehend, Sam Raimi, that it becomes crappy. Insanely crappy. There were plot holes up the ass, the writing was abysmal compared to the other two films, and it was just overall a colossal disappointment even if you were a fan of the previous two films. Because the continuity had been fucked. For those who are wanting to see Venom done in a fourth movie, will Venom come back and then do Carnage? Yeah, not gonna happen because they essentially killed Venom. For those who were saying that they were looking forward to a Spider-Man 4 more than a reboot, yeah, Anne Hathaway as Felicia Hardy, who coincidentally will be the Vultress, the Vulture's daughter. Are you telling me that that was going to sound better than the third one? At its best, the film most likely, given the track record, it would be like so bad that it is good on that level, and that's not good at all. You guys already know how I feel about this, so I'm not going to go on with that. But I mean seriously, there was literally no other option for them than reboot it. Why? Why are you people making such a big issue that it's finally getting done right after all of that? This isn't just fanboy complaining. No, it's not. I've cited to you things that make these characters not like the characters in the comics, and not only that, but it makes them not likable characters to begin with. It makes them bitchy, it makes them douchebag, it makes them asshole-ish, especially in the second film. Now, if you like those kind of characters, more power to you. If you like the pieces of crap adaptations, that's fine. If you've been eating poop all your life, then you're going to be used to it. Like Black Bond would say, I like steak. It is what it is, people. It is what it freaking is. So, that was the end of my Spider-Man franchise overview, if you want to say. Overall, the series is a disappointment. The first two films are decent films. But other than that, reboot, here I come. Catch you guys later.